Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the coolest spots on the Carnival Firenze, the Tuscan Lounge. Now if you cruised on Carnival ships before, you might be looking for the Red Frog pub. Well, plot twist. Ciao to the frog and gave us something else. The Tuscan Lounge. It's not necessarily better, it's just different. More classy, Italian-inspired vibes with the decor and some coffee option and food. Well, it's Italy, you gotta get some food on that table. So really, it depends on what you're into. During the day, the Tuscan Lounge is your spot for fun activities. We're talking about trivia, crafts, dance classes, and yes, karaoke for your brave souls out there. But when the sun goes down, oh, that's when things get lit. This place transforms into a live music venue. We got really lucky. The house band was called the Tuscan Tones, and they absolutely killed it every single night. We're talking about themed nights like 90s Motown and R&B, 80s hits, and then they wrapped it all up on the last night with a classic rock finale. And we got a chance to meet the drummer, Juan. And that was really fun. Very cool guy, very interesting too. And talking about his life. And we had a great moment. One of the nights we got some really good video from the dance floor, so you can see how good of a vibe it was. That was the Motown and R&B night. And yeah, they killed it. Speaking of good times, let's talk about the bar situation. Because here, it's a broad selection of more common choices compared to many of the other bars on the Firenze. It gets to be very Italian. We like it a lot, but I can see sometimes you'll want some of the classics. Around the bar, I just want to say, there is like a smaller kind of seating area that's more like a bar for all the activity in the Tuscan Lounge. This is more of a chill vibe that's a little bit off to the side there with the bar that can be quite relaxing to be in. What's really interesting about this bar is that it actually can create a really nice cup of coffee, on par with Java Blue, which is the straight up coffee shop on board there's on the Lido deck. If it's really busy there, which it really can be, this is your other option to get a nice cup of espresso or your specialty coffee. And they really can do it. They have all the equipment there and can make you a nice cup of coffee. So like I said, the drink selection is broad, a lot of different kinds of beers. It's all canned though, but broad. They got martinis, and they have some of the classics here. I finally tried the iconic appletini, and I can see why everybody loves it. I did too. I will pick the espresso martinis here for sure over them. However, if you really want a nice espresso martini, I suggest heading to Frizzante Bar. We're really talking like maybe 30 steps and you're at Frizzante. That's a whole nother story for another video. We're gonna dedicate one to Frizzante alone, which is our favorite bar on the ship. In the bar here, you have wine by the glass. And quite a good selection as well here, just with the beer. You have your fun vacation cocktail classics like tequila sunrise, daiquiris, margaritas. And then they have the ones with the daring names like Kiss on the Lips, Sex on the Beach, also classics. And so it's a dependable, well-stocked bar. And particularly if you're into these classics, this is a great option to go here. So the food situation, yes, there is a food situation because it's Italian. So inside the Tuscan Lounge, there's a specialty dining option, meaning that it's extra cost besides the fare. You know, there's a lot of free food on board. Well, including with the fare is not really free, but it is included with the fare. The empanadas here is something that a lot of people really, really like. And so they gave it a dedicated spot. However, it is an extra charge, but it's not terribly expensive. But there's more to the food option, and this one is free, but it's also kind of secrety. we find that a lot of people don't go there. The lines are small. And what I'm talking about here is the La Strada Grill. It's an Italian fusion barbecue place. Yes. So you pick from these barbecued in trays pieces of meat like chicken, sausage. Absolutely delicious. And of course, sides. And there's a water area where you can grab water. So the Tuscan Lounge is quite large, so you can have a nice seating arrangement for that. The La Strada Grill is out on the deck, so it's outside. So by the bar, you have like a revolving glass door. Go out there and then look forward in the ship and you will see it there. Another thing that makes it so hard to get to this place is that it barely is open. It opens at noon on sea days and then it's only open to 3 p.m. So we're talking about a really small sliver of time, but man, once you make that happen, you'll be happy you did. We'll have a separate video for that for sure. So the location of the Tuscan Lounge is on deck 5, and there's where a lot of the action is for the ship if you want to have a drink. And the Tuscan Lounge is pretty much in the middle towards the back. Because of the size of the Tuscan Lounge, it goes all the way from side to side of the ship, so you're going to be walking through it many times on a cruise. So to round this up in a nutshell is fun and games during the day and karaoke, and then at night it turns into a live music bar. For people who go to bed before midnight, this is your place for the party. For night owls like us, this is the perfect warm-up before we hit the club. But either way, we absolutely love it. So whenever you're grabbing a martini, dancing to the Tuscan Tones, or just people watching from one of those deck areas, Tuscan Lounge is an absolutely must visit on the Carnival Firenze. So have you ever been to the Tuscan Lounge? Let me know in the comments. What is your favorite part? And if you haven't been yet, are you more excited about the live music or those empanadas? Drop a comment below. And please subscribe, like, and follow us on the next video. Hopefully we'll see you out there. I hope you'll recognize us and walk up and say hello. Here's Ken signing off. Have a very fun time cruising. Bye.